My name is Bob Downey with College for America. Today is March 8th, I believe. I am a student in the Bachelor of Arts program with College for America at Southern New Hampshire University. I'm conducting this interview as part of my academic work. I will record this interview and use this information in an article I am writing for a research project. The article and the recorded interview will be submitted to College for America at Southern New Hampshire University so that my work as an interviewer or writer can be evaluated. This recording will be used solely for this purpose. The interview information will be temporarily stored in the College for America online evaluation system, to which only the evaluator and College for America staff will have access. Do you have any questions?
No.
Do you give your consent to be interviewed and recorded?
I, Geri Smartphone, give my informed consent to participate in this interview to be recorded and used as part of the student's academic evaluation.
Thank you. So this question here, this interview, will revolve around the use of a smartphone, the impact of the smartphone, how you utilize your smartphone, what do you utilize it for, and just some thoughts around that.
Okay.
So what excites you about your smartphone in general for use?
I can access any information at any time.
Do you use it to stay on top of current news, or whether it's local news or entertainment news?
To look up local, nation news, plus also weather.
Plus weather, that's great. How many times a day do you seek out the current news via updates on your phone?
A couple times a day.
A couple times a day. Do you use any specific sites? Do you use a mix of social media and other sites? What do you use to seek out that news?
Mainly MSN.com.
How often do you access any sort of social networking type of site each day?
Probably 10 times a day.
And I know that varies, I'm sure, right, on how busy your day is. As far as your phone itself, how often do you text your friends and family each day, do you think?
Texting is the main thing on my phone, so probably a dozen texts a day. Plus.
Yeah, same here. What percentage of time do you text your friends or family versus calling them now?
Majority, probably 90%.
How do you feel when you don't have your phone nearby or you forget it somewhere?
I survive, especially when it's escaping from reality and going to camping.
Yeah, sometimes it's nice to get away too, isn't it?
Yes.
How many hours a day do you think you, in total, regardless of what you're using it for, you might be on your phone? And I know it probably varies by day, but
my job doesn't really allow me to utilize my phone, so I would say probably 2 to 3 hours a day.
Does it seem to be more on the weekend?
Yes.
How many days, if you had to, and I know you mentioned camping, if you had to, how many days do you think you can go without using it?
Easily a week.
Easily a week. Do you think you'd be having that feel though, and that kind of disconnect of going, something's not right, I need my phone,
If I was active, no. If I was just sitting around, yes.
Well, that's a good point. What do you think you use your phone for, or the smartphone for, the most?
Probably checking MSN.com or Pinterest.
What do you think you might use it for the least?
Calling, because I don't have really good connection.
No, it's funny though how that has changed, right? It's a phone, but we rarely use it for a phone anymore. But when you're at home, do you use that versus like a landline?
I do not own a home line, so it is only cell.
But when you did, I'm sure you did at one point.
It was still the cell phone because it was right there next to me at all times.
Right, yeah. Funny how that has changed everything too. Do you think by, or maybe I should ask your significant other, that the smartphone can interrupt or distract you from your normal activities at times?
I don't believe so, no.
No. Do you know other people where it does? Or
Most definitely, especially with the children at home.
Yes, yeah, and it's kind of interesting. And it varies by person and how they use their phones. But you know, what are your thoughts on, you know, how the smartphone has increased our need for being on top of current news and information? Do you think it has, you know, impacted us wanting to always be aware of what's going on?
I feel like it's not necessarily for a good thing. People aren't always utilizing the news. It's more of the social media aspect, which doesn't really benefit the
Right.
society at all.
Very, very good point. You know, and that's kind of where it's funny because ultimately, you know, you are connected with news stories more often, but it's probably more often age group and under, like entertainment news and things of that nature on you know, via the smartphone. Do you think it's changed any behavioral patterns or habits, especially with maybe the younger generation versus when we were their age?
I believe very much so. It doesn't allow people to use their brain as much because you just Google the answer versus having to think. It causes kids to form bad posture because they're constantly looking down at their phone, and there's all kinds of negative.
Yeah, it's but maybe do you think there's a positive aspect of them being more aware of things, news-wise and history, because they do have it versus having to just, even for one topic, go to a library?
It definitely makes doing research papers and homework and arguing debates and getting the answer right then and there a lot easier.
Yeah. Do you get any sort of print news, a newspaper or anything like that at your home?
I get my local town newspaper occasionally, and I'll read through it.
Yeah.
But majority of the time, use my smartphone to look up the local news.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been interesting how that has changed our habits. Well, I appreciate the time, all of your answers, and I know you're itching to get back onto your phone, so so thank you very much.
Thank you. So, to go.